Hello everybody, Scott Golden here with the Mid-South Wrestling Review Series for May the 7th, 1983, and we are fast approaching the, spring and summer of May. I'm watched up through June, so we're going to get there, I hope, today, and I'd like to get some more stuff in depending on what work looks like for me, and I've got errands I've got to run this evening with the holidays and everything, but anyhow, we'll see what we can get to, and hopefully we can get you some good quality stuff. Lots of things changing in this season of the Mid-South programming. May 7th, 1983 is our program for this moment. And, things changing. They do the whole recap of Duggan DiBiase, which, we don't need to re-go through that. Duggan basically has left the Rat Pack because of the involvement of Akbar. That's been built over the last several months, and if you have been listening to the audio here, certainly you can follow that. Black Ninja and Hacksaw Duggan is here. Duggan pretty well, I guess, would be considered a babyface at this point. And Ninja was about to take him down, but we see DiBiase jumping him out, and Skandar Akbar and the Ninja going after Duggan, so he's pretty well cemented as a guy who kind of needs some friends at this point. Chavo Guerrero and Bill Irwin, we kind of move towards that, and Irwin, again, has been a major force in World Class Championship Wrestling. Speaking of which, if you're not familiar, we did a 340-episode version of World Class, much like we're doing this, and eventually we're going to have the largest audio archive of reviews on YouTube and some interviews, I hope, in 2021. I'm kind of taking a break on interviews in December because I don't imagine most people want to do stuff during the holidays. But anyway, Wild Bill Irwin stacking up on Chavo Guerrero. And as I gotta get my phone there, and we will be back in 2 seconds. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. And again, the nature of Wild Bill Irwin is a guy who really does kind of keep going. He goes after backbreakers. He's pretty aggressive, assertive, and really not a guy who takes a lot of backward steps. Chavo using the speed and a little more risk factor. This seems to be a clipped match from maybe a larger house show or something of that nature. Hard to tell exactly the location on this, but we kind of see him being Wild Bill hit the big kick, and match seems to be cut off in the middle there. But anyway, we go to King Kong Bundy and Mr. Wrestling 2. Bundy is preparing for that. Basically, he says that he has not the least bit intimidated by Wrestling 2, not the least bit intimidated by anybody in Mid-South, doesn't think that there's anybody he needs to worry about in Mid-South, and he is going to get rid of anyone that's in his way. He's going to annihilate people with the 5 count and do that in the time that he sees fit and in the way he sees fit. Wrestling 2 is probably the first large challenge, no pun intended, that Bundy has faced in the area. And obviously, Bundy using power, forearms, bear hugs, and the like. Really the first major match he's had in the area. We saw him in World Class before this. Big splash in the corner, and Bundy usually able to get a victory off that. But then we see the drop of the knee right across the chest of the Mr. Wrestling 2, and big Irish whip by Bundy, and he hits a back elbow. Pretty well willing to go to town just about anywhere, anyhow, and Bundy hits a few shots, firing back, and hard shots there by Wrestling 2. Shot under the chin, and a short knee lift, and actually a couple of them by Wrestling 2, but Bundy able to sidestep one of the knees, misses the big splash. First time we've seen Bundy miss the big splash, and 2 manages to kind of get a comeback, but Bundy lays him out a little bit, and Bundy kind of peeling him off the mat, and the fans are kind of in shock that Bundy is this aggressive, assertive, and we see him hit a running falling slam. 1, 2, and 3. Bundy getting a clean pin over Wrestling 2. Bit of a surprise. Speaking of a surprise, Ted DiBiase out next against Tim Horner. Surprise there because DiBiase, a former tag team champion, former North American champion, former Mr. Everything in the area, to face Tim Horner. Kind of an interesting run of it, and DiBiase ducks out as he's worried about Duggan coming out, worried about getting yelled at by the fans. Short knee by DiBiase, and he goes right to the top of the head of his opponent and nails him pretty aggressively, assertively, and what have you there. Hard kick by DiBiase, and again, he's staying right on the youngster, but the idea that he's going to be challenged in a way he does not expect is coming. Also, we see him get hit with a couple of arm drags, and Horner actually does quite well considering his lack of experience, and DiBiase takes the arm, kind of goes around with him a little bit. DiBiase tries to shrug off, and does the O'Connell roll, and some hard shots by DiBiase, then cuts off Horner in the corner, no pun intended, with the short knee and then a elbow to the top of the head. DiBiase tries to get a pin, does not get the pin completely, and hard shots between the eyes by DiBiase. Horner with a drop kick there, comes back on it a little bit, but DiBiase is such a master at giving enhancement talent and lesser talent matches, but not making himself look weak. He has shown this ability over the last, almost year and a half, about a year and a half, that we've been following the area, actually pulling Horner up after a big offensive maneuver, and DiBiase really driving home the heel persona, driving home his arrogance and presumptiveness, and Duggan runs in with a board and nails DiBiase, lays him out. Basically, Duggan says he wants to eliminate DiBiase in a post-match promo. From the area, he has no love lost for his former Rat Pack member, and he has no desire to do anything other than destroy him. Cheatham and Clark versus Conway Jr. and Reed. Interesting that Conway Jr. has a new partner, so I guess Wrestling 2's kind of moved on from there. Reed really doesn't have an angle yet, so maybe tag team work is where he's going to land. He does show some good athleticism, including a roll through, big monkey flip there, and a big drop kick by Butch Reed. Butch Reed really has not found himself yet, but finding a program to be part of would be a good thing. Quick tag on.